Google My Business. Are you verified? Do you have your Google My Business listing claimed? Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa, and I'm here with Tracy Taylor over at TNT Marketing. She's a social media guru. Hi, Tracy.
Hey, Tessa.
And I am Tessa. I'm a marketing strategist at Ashford Digital, and we combine to show you guys the best marketing tips that we can come up with between our two very cool industries. And today, nothing short of that amazingness on Google My Business. And so Tracy's going to give us the lowdown on why we need to get our business listings verified on Google. So
Yeah.
Tracy, why?
Yeah. So let's start out with a positive story. I helped a new client do this last week actually. And as soon as we got the postcard in the mail, he sent me a picture of the verification code. I verified his listing. And the very next day, he got 3 calls for potential business. So that's reason enough to do it. But we have 5 tips that we want to share with you. So if you have not already claimed your business listing and you would like to do so on your own, that's great. If you would like Tessa or I to help you with this, we absolutely can. And you can message either one of us to get an appointment. But it's just really simple, black and white. Help customers find you online. And I tell people this all the time. Google owns the internet, so we have to play pretty with Google.
True.
You have to have a listing there, but really, I mean, appear more credible online. Google Business Listing is like a secondary website. And I don't know if a lot of people know that, but it very much is. You can put your logo, a description of your business, the hours, the times that you're available to take appointments. You can actually receive direct messages from your Google profile. You can get reviews. Those are huge. I just can't tell you how huge that is. So that's super huge. You can absolutely have a cover photo. You can have a link to your website on there. That's just one thing that you can do.
Well, yeah, because like you
said, another way to appear more credible, you can actually have outside photos of your business and your place of business so folks know what's going on. You can put some behind the scenes photos in there if you like. It's just magical. And that's one of the 5 reasons that we want to have. That's just one. So that's a lot.
Yeah. And so I know we're going to be speedy. We're going to fly through these. At the very end, I might let Tracy go and show you guys a couple things, like go in and actually verify a business. So, but while we're on this, the more credible part, I mean, the important thing is that when she mentioned verifying, it's actually you tell Google where you're located, a physical address location, and it cannot be a PO box.
Nope.
And there's a lot of reasons why you want to do that. Google wants to make sure you're a real business. Even if you are virtual, you can check off that you don't take clients, but it still needs a business address. Yes. So if you don't have one, you might find like a UPS store that will do a street address or have a virtual office location with the suite number so that you can get this verification. So let's say I'm going to show again, if you guys have questions on how to do this, I'm going to let Tracy go and then we can go through and show you a listing. But you are going to basically go to Google My Business. That sounds funny, but Google My Business. So those 3 words, and you're going to get the listing. You verify your address, and then they ship a physical mailed card to you with a code on it. And you have to come back into the system after and enter in your code. That is actual verification. And then you will actually show up in there. So while we're going,
postcard.
Yeah, it's like a little postcard.
5x7 postcard, and it's got the Google emblem on it, and then you open it up and it's got your code in it, and you just add that in there.
Yes, and when you're actually submitting it, usually they show you kind of what to expect in the mail, so you'll be able to see, and you put your attention and everything. So it comes within 5 to 7 business days, I'd say, like on average. Sometimes more, depends. But once you get it, you verify it as soon as possible. Now, this is the reasons why, the 5 reasons that you want to appear more credible. And obviously this is also to Google from an SEO standpoint. When your address matches everywhere out on the internet, and we've talked about local listings, you can go back and check our other training on local listings. When everything matches, Google's happy. So if you have 15 different ways that your address is written out everywhere on the internet, it's bad. So make sure it's always, always, always. Google Maps is the owner of the address. You have to match that. Everything else needs to match the one from Google. So that's credibility. Okay. And then, so yeah, you're being found. I mean, you're a legit business. Google sees you as being verified because you got your postcard in the mail and you verified. You can also be found locally, which is number 2, get found locally. Just like what Tracy said, the company that she was talking with already got calls because people are searching on Google for that business type, right?
It helps you show up locally. And, you know, when you complete your listing, there is research that shows 29% of people locally that find you will want to purchase from you. So what we did with this client last week was he's in an industry that there are still 5 or 6 people locally listed in his area. They are no longer open. So what he found, and what he asked one of the people, because he was just curious, she said, I found you in Google search. And he was like, that's awesome. And she said, why did you choose me? And she said, honestly, I went down the list and I made some phone calls and you were the first one that answered. So it does give them the ability to call from the page in the listing, and it does give them the ability to send a direct message. So you want to be able to get that message just like with Messenger and Facebook and be able to respond. People will send you a request for a quote. People will ask you what your hours are. How can they contact you? Can you take on their services for this week? So you want to be able to do that. You really want to be able to make sure that people are able to find you. And as Tessa said in the get found locally part, so you never know what search engine somebody is searching from, but if they ask for directions, most of the time their phone will default to Google. And having your listing verified and claimed will make sure that you are in that mapping system correctly. We can also do some other local listings to get you in, say, Apple Maps correctly, but starting with Google is the first part. So that's super awesome.
Yeah. And I think there's something to be said about that too, because sometimes there's a funky location or the door's in a weird spot. So if you are a physical location and it's hard to get to, one of my clients in Hawaii, their office entrance was on the backside of the building. And so everyone would come to the front side and it would look like it was empty. They could literally see an empty room back there. But so if you were listed, you might have to put some instructions to say, come around to the backside, or we're on the backside of the building, or change your little pin so that it's now in the back parking lot instead of on the front side. So there's a lot of things you can do with that, especially if you're not getting foot traffic. Now, if you're virtual, like many of us, who don't want people to come visit, not just for COVID reasons, but that they just don't literally have an office front. They might be working from home, which is common. Like I said, you can use an address that's outside of your home, but then make sure you check off that box that says you don't have foot traffic, because it's not going to hide it. It's not perfect. It doesn't hide it everywhere, but it will reduce the chance that it's like encouraging people to come, right? So it does put different information on the page for sure. Great. So that is awesome. Number 3 is convince customers to buy. And
how you do that, guys, is photos. It's sharing posts. It's answering frequently asked questions. It's getting reviews. And I want to show you guys something. So I have a client, if I can open my phone because it's being crazy. And literally right when we were doing this, right before we went live at 10:59, I got an email that says, Google my business, so-and-so left a review at the company. So when Tessa or I manage your location, or even if you manage your location, when somebody sends you a review, you get an email. You can actually respond to that review and say, thank you so much for the opportunity to serve you, or, however you want to do it. But you can also, on your post on here, and I love this, you can do it on Facebook in one way, you can do it on Instagram in another, but Google My Business, or as we like to shorten it, GMB, allows you to have a call to action button on every single post. So you can actually go on Google My Business, give a daily post or a weekly post, however you would like to do it, and you can say, call now. You can say shop. You can say get directions. You can say visit our website. you get the opportunity to have a CTA on every single post. And at the end of the week, Google sends you a report on how your posts are doing.
I'm shocked, actually.
It's awesome.
When I get back the report.
Yeah, it's, before Google Plus was one thing, and I used to work that for some clients. We never really got return on investment on that. Google My Business, we get return on investment almost immediately. So it's super important to your business to have that listing.
And it's free. Why wouldn't you?
I have an outside office. Tessa has more of a virtual office. So her listing might say no foot traffic. Mine, I don't really mind foot traffic, but just FYI, I'm not here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I'm in and out like a sporadic cat because I might have something to do in the morning. I may need to run and, do an errand in the afternoon and come back for appointments in the afternoon.
Sporadic cat.
It's okay. I get to do everything. But not only did I get that email from them, but I also get a notification for my clients when people leave reviews, and I get them almost daily. So it is magical to your business to convince new customers to buy it. And it's really easy. So now we can move on to number 4.
Oh, yeah. So, but before we go on to that one, I just want to say that you can also do specials on your listings, and Google My Business does let you change to show a special if you want to. So definitely take advantage of that too. Buy one, get one free, new client specials. Like you can change that.
If you're a restaurant, isn't it great?
Yeah. And so you can change that as much as you want. You just go into the platform and change the special that you're running. So it will make a difference. And the more you update your listing, the better, because Google's always looking for most relevant information, right? So they want the most recent articles. They want the most, whoever's updating their profile to them is taking the time and energy. They'll drive traffic to people who are taking time and energy. So do it. Yeah. So get return customers. Obviously, if you can be found in Google My Business, you've done something for them, you can actually you can show up in their feeds again, obviously by doing social media posts and everything. But tell us why you say get return customers as well.
What Google likes to see you do is go back through and respond to reviews more than once. And a way to do that is to put a special on there. Like Tessa just said, put a special on there. You can make, you want to respond to your reviews. I would suggest probably respond to your reviews about once a week. That way it gives somebody a couple of days, and then they've been excited, and then they get a notification that you responded. And especially if you're the business owner, that's going to be magical for them, because they're going to say, oh my gosh, this person really truly cares about their business and about their customers. And so that is the biggest way that Google says to get return customers. You can also use some of those reviews as posts for testimonials, and then you give them like a little feedback if they purchase something from you. Maybe you want to put the product up there, but you can let folks know, because once you've shown up in there, you're going to continue to show up in their search every time.
And so I would be super curious too, and Tracy, maybe you can tell us on another show. One, finding the way to get a review, there is a special link and it goes to a specific area. So that one thing is pretty complex as far as my customers saying, hey, I don't know how to get people to this. They're just getting here. They do have to log in to Google in order to leave a review, but there is a way to do a link directly to the review section. So you can put that in a text reply or an email reply after you have someone work with you. I use a system that actually automatically does that. As soon as there's been some contact for a certain period of time, like 2 weeks, then it actually asks them to submit a review automatically. And I want Google My Business, or, you might choose that you want Yelp or wherever you think people are, but get the Google, disperse it amongst them.
I do.
So yeah. And then there's a link when you're done with your review, like somebody left you a review. There is a unique identifier, a unique link to your business review for that. So what I do love to do is post that out on social media and, just test it, make sure that that page looks good. If you're over on Facebook, you can actually put it in debugger and make sure that it looks how you want, because sometimes, you've got the wrong link and it's going to give some main page for Google reviews. So definitely share out your post to the Google review. And that's actually telling Google, hey, we love it so much and we're going to post this. So that's another way to do it. Not just like a screenshot of it, but actually literally putting that actual post in.
Link in there.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, number 5, and then we should wrap up.
5, and we are doing good on time today, guys.
Yay.
So it's fun. Make your ads more effective. So if you have a complete Google business profile, GMB, you can target yourself to find out how many customers have been to your site, how long they stayed, what links that they clicked, what photos that they viewed. Oh, and by the way, which geographical locations have been searched the most.
Yes, I love it.
Figure out in that one thing how to make things happen, because in Google Business, it will ask you for your service area. So if you service the United States, you can put that. If you are very targeted because you have a service-based industry, you can put, local cities. You can tag them in there just the same way that you can with Facebook, and that helps you come up. One thing I will say, Tessa, in reviews, because we definitely want that, and this is a valuable resource to all small businesses. If you have multiple places that you want people to give you reviews, put those links in different communications.
Yes,
so
yes.
One in email, put one in text. If you have people working for you, have each person kind of focusing on a different area.
Ooh,
and
that's
that
a
way
good idea.
Yes, I give that. I actually had a conversation with 2 mortgage companies last week, and we were talking about loan officers, and I said, strategically give this one Yelp, this one Google, this one Facebook, this one over here, and ask them to, if they loved their experience with you, that you would love their review. And that's a great thing to ask people, because if you're service-based, if you loved your experience, I would love your review. If you loved your product, or if you loved your purchase, which is what I do with clients that have retail places, if you loved your purchase, we would love your review. And we target different places to get those reviews in different times. So it's up to you how you do it. But if you will just spend a few minutes a week on Google My Business, yes, it can literally change your business life. And so that's important for people to know, and it's important for people to maximize, because again, Tessa, it's free. You can pay us to do a lot of things. You don't necessarily need to pay us to do Google Business for you, but if you do, we're happy to do it. And these are the reasons why we want to run it for you effectively. But there are people that have 30 minutes a week, and they can calendar block and say, this is my GMB time, and I'm going to update, and I'm going to do, and I'm going to, respond to reviews and things of that nature. So all of these 5 reasons, if that doesn't give you enough, to me, everybody that's watched this today, if they have not claimed or verified their listing, they should be doing it today, and Google Business should be thanking you and I for doing a segment on this.
Right? I know. Come on, Google, give us some love. So, I mean, the bottom line, obviously, those are 5 reasons why you should pay attention to Google My Business. I know we tend to, not think of it as a social platform, but just think of it as being it's your listing. It's your yellow pages, but used to be forever ago, your yellow pages. This is just one of the ways that you can reach more clients. If you have any questions, let us know. You can message us you can post a comment here or message us directly, either one, Tracy or myself, and we'll make sure that you guys get, we do free consultations. I think, Tracy, you're still doing your marketing consultation, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we can help you figure out what the best ways to optimize and get a return on investment for all the marketing that you're doing, guys. And that's just that's us. We are marketing, not snobs. I wouldn't say that, but we are knee deep in marketing every single day of our lives. So we want to be able to help you guys and get your businesses the exposure that you need. So message us if you have any questions that you want us to cover on our marketing tips. Let us know. There are 2 forms. One, you can actually hit the bell after the show and get a reminder when we go live. We'd love to have you live, and we answer questions live. So if you are with us, obviously, you can submit a question on our live, or you can do it ahead of time so we can build a whole conversation around it and tips and tricks and templates for it. There's a link. Yep, there's a link to get text reminders in our post, as well as to submit a question. If you guys don't want to do it publicly, you can do it anonymously. Yeah. And now we've switched over to Thursday. So hello, Thursday people. We are now on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time, just to make it a little bit easier for ourselves. Sorry. But hopefully we'll have all our Wednesday people come over to our Thursday shows.
I think it's fine. I think we both had just some crazy stuff, and it seemed like Wednesday was the magic day. So
Yeah, I think if everyone else's Wednesday was like ours, then they weren't able to watch because it was chaos. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was a little crazy. So we're hoping and we can promote this more now. And so this will be better. And we do have a list and a slew of topics coming up for you in the next few weeks. And we are excited to bring that to you. But if you have a topic you would like us to discuss, message one of us directly, or you can put it in the comments.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. Oh, I'm going to show you guys over on Google My Business. So I'm going to let Tracy run, and I'm going to
have an appointment here in a few minutes that was booked before we decided to go on Thursday. So I am going to hop off, but I know Tessa will take very great care of you, and I will see you all next Thursday at 11 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, guys. Okay. Thanks, Tracy.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys, actually, let me switch screens. I'm going to show you what this is, what the process is to get your listing up. And my listing is actually incorrect because I have moved location. So I can show you this whole process here on the screen. We're going to go small. There we go. Okay. So when you search for Google My Business, obviously you can see right here in the first Google My Business, it's Google My Business right there. So when you come in here, it's basically going to say, I want to manage my account. In this case, I am actually signing in because I already have one, but let's just click. If we wanted to manage now, obviously you can see I have a lot of listings that are already verified. You're just going to click on that button. It will say start now. Manage My Business will let you create an account. So in my case, I have them all listed here. I'm already verified, but as you can tell, I'm verified in the wrong address. I have a Tennessee address that is my old one, and verification is required. So I can actually get verified to this address. So if you do have a Google My Business account, or if maybe you have one and you're not positive, go to the email that you think you might have verified in, and then click that Google My Business. It might show it here. So if I were to start a brand new one, though, I'm just going to show you guys what this would be. Google My Business. If I don't have anything that's not triggering one, I'm going to manage now, but there's no email. So you're going to have to log into your email account. You can create an account, but you want to have at least a Gmail account. All of everything Google My Business runs and operates off of that. And then let's just say I'm going to add a business, a single business. And this is what would happen after. So I'm going to type in name, Ashford Digital. There you go. And I'm going to go through the process so you can change this information out. I have to pick a business category. So I'm going to say consulting because I know that that's an option, but you can pick your business category. And do I want this is that question about, can they visit me? So I'm going to go ahead and say yes on mine because I am at a physical location now. Now I'm going to enter the address, and I don't even know the address that I'm at right now. So I am going to actually go to Google Maps. I'm going to go Google. Nope. Home Instead. So I'm in the building with Home Instead, so I know where they're located. I'm going to grab their address, and then we're going to go from there. So I'm in the same building. I know it's most likely in here. And it's going to start finding information for me. Let's see. I don't remember, 37801. So now it's going to find that listing or what it thinks is closest. So you can see here that there's a couple other ones. So I actually want to go back, and I want to put like unit 2 because I forgot. So it's probably the same business, but it's not. So I'm putting unit 2. If there is truly, see, it wants to match me. It keeps matching me here. So I don't want to match that one. I'm going to have to tell it that we have a new location. So I serve customers outside of the location. Yes. And it's everywhere. So I'm not going to do anything. It's optional for us to do that. Then we're going to put in a phone number and the website. And now I'm ready. So I have created a listing. for this address. And in just 1 second, it's going to give me, do I get by postcard? And I'm going to put my name, Tessa Ashford. I do want that in my case. Otherwise, it won't get to me because I'm in a building of other ones. So you can actually do later, but do it now. Just do it. It's going to take 5 days. It'll come to you by mail. And it should show you, hey, it's coming. It'll take about 5 days. And then I can actually go over and finish doing a little bit on my profile. So I wanted to share that with you guys so you know how this process works. And if you have any questions, again, let me know. We'll see you guys all later. Thanks.